Hello everyone, it's Sean. I'm back again, and it's time to, it's Friday by the way, mask off the base color sections of the saucer in preparation for applying the dark ghost gray to the rest of the saucer. And what I'm planning to do first is use my tape again and put everything on here. So let's see how this works. 1 minute. All right, there we go. So first thing to do is to carefully, if I can, mask off the section that goes up there. All right. There. Good, because you got to mask off the impulse engines as well. And then we got to get some of the bars from Lou's painting mask, which should be on the second sheet here. All right, which one is as thick as that one? It is. Which one would it work? Let's try. Oh, that's not thick enough. Well, it would be if you put two side by side. One there. Then you grab the other phaser section from Voyager. Put it right beside it. And you have it covered. See? Now it looks the same color as the ship, but don't worry about that. So then what you do is you follow the curve like that. There you go. So you got that section marked. Take this up and off of here. Well, get the scissors. Do some cutting here. All right, so there's that. Then you go, turn it this way. There, that's better. It's following the curve more precisely. There we are. Good. Then you take it down along the edge. See, I want to try to use stuff that's been used before. You just have to cut it to fit properly. There, good. And one more. There. So it's all covered now. So all you have to do now is frame the empty space with the tape. So there, like so, good. So it covers up the impulse engines. You've got to make sure the impulse engines get covered. There you go. Then you take this fairly unmessed up piece. There you go. There you go. Covering up the impulse engine like so. Tuck it underneath every part. There you go. The impulse engine is fully covered, and that's just one more little piece. Right there. See? Now the bottom of the saucer is all maxed off. So now we just switch positions. bring out the curving part of the saucer. Now this is where I'm going to have to turn to some of the phaser bits here to follow the curve, but I think I have an idea on that. There's a section in between the phasers, but let me see what's on the other side of this. 1 second here. Ah, here we go. See? So you can use one of the phaser sections that doesn't have a RCS thruster notch in it. Alright, so let's see here. Well, it doesn't exactly follow a curve that well, but let's see here. There. And then you trim it. Oop, trim it a little more. Alright, I'll be back when I've done more. Alright, there we go. So you have the Stardrive measured all around its perimeter. Now you just have to use the tape to fill in the gaps. So let's see how we do here. So this tape should be able to fit along there just fine. There you go. This tape should be able to fit along here just fine, like so. Ooh, trim it a bit. You don't want to have any part of it that overlaps the circle, so you got to trim it like so. There you go. There you go. Okay, good. And then you go like that. See? There you go. And then you start taping the side of the neck. So you have to account for that as well. All right, so there we go. The impulse thrusters have been covered, the ones I detail painted last night. All parts of the neck have been covered. That's the outer band from Lou's masks, just like is on this section, including the central section. So that covers everything. And now it's time to warm up the dark ghost gray. Both cans, just in case one runs out. So I am going to be right back. All right, thanks for waiting. I'm back. Now, I did the dark ghost gray on the saucer. You see how it deliberately has stuff? I deliberately put these up against the edge of the box when I carried them in, because of all the dirt and overspray that would deliberately land on the ship because of Viridian 3. I wanted there to be stuff under the saucer. Now, it seems to me, though, that you want to try to get a couple of pieces of dirt off the saucer at the back, because they wouldn't have landed on there. That's a side effect of putting it on there when it was upside down. There, good. It's okay, it'll cover everything up. There you go. Any scrapes in the paint, don't worry, it's going to be covered up by the Aztec decals, but the entire top of the saucer would have been damaged by Viridian 3's crash. And the bottom as well. So any missing paint is kind of deliberate. Now it's true there's not much marks on the bottom of the saucer, but that's okay. Now let's compare the dark ghost gray on the ship to the dried for many months dark ghost gray. Looks almost identical in color to the dark ghost gray panel, see? So we'll see how it turns out. Keeping in mind that the saucer is dusty, it's dirty, it's damaged, and that is deliberate because it's the crashed Viridian 3 saucer. Unlike the Stardrive here, which I want to be pristine because it comes from the Syracuse. And because it's held up like this, it won't risk bumping up against the block, so it shouldn't get damaged. And you can see how there's a bluish cast to the Stardrive section, see? So that's good. It has a bit of scoring at the front, that's deliberate to simulate the Viridian 3 damage. Has a bit of damage in the back, same thing. All covered up by the Aztec decals. It will be anyway. And the phasers stay the same color as the hull. And the impulse thrusters, covered up. Still dark. And the neck is all covered up at both ends. So I will wait a couple hours. And the final part for today will be unveiling everything as far as the final look. And then we'll see. So this is the dark ghost gray. It's pretty similar. Here's the light ghost gray for comparison. So we will see when we do the unmasking in a couple hours how we did. So that's all for now, and we'll see you later. Hello everyone, it's Sean. I'm back. I've given the paint a couple hours to dry on the restored Enterprise D saucer section. So we'll start with the back here of the top saucer. So first I will peel off from the side the impulse engine housing here, if I can get at it. Well, it's been painted now, so I can finally take it off the tape for the first time ever. Put this away. So let's see if I can get it off the impulse engine here. Because you don't want the housing to be covered up by paint now. Unless... I think it came off completely. No, it's covered up with... Ah well, I may just redo the engine housings. So let's see how we do here. So far so good. Well, all right. So here is the saucer. Well, let's try and get it so we don't have light glare in the way. There you go. There you go. So you can see how the neck is lighter, and it pretty well got where it should be. Now, as far as the impulse housing, I think it just lost the paint. But you can see there. You can see the contrast there. Slightly brownish gray, light ghost gray Syracuse Stardrive, and the Battleship Gray Enterprise D hull with some Viridian 3 damage. So let's get those little test strips out again. So let's see here. Light ghost gray, Battleship gray. That's pretty accurate. Okay, so now we can take this off of here. There we go. Put this away. All right. Remember, I'm not assembling the saucer section until I attach the bottom to the neck. All right, so what we do is we, see, this got the bottom impulse housing all right. Maybe the top wasn't covered at all. Maybe I completely forgot. but that's all right. Probably did. All right, so let's see here. Go after this side. Go after the connection part first because it's all safe and protected. See, white primer remained. All right, here we go. You can see? Good. And one more little piece. There you go. Okay, so there is the bottom of the saucer. All right, there we go. Okay, there we are. Don't mind the connection. That's so it can connect to the saucer section properly. So there we go. There's the bottom of the saucer. Again, turn it so light glare isn't in the way. Turn it this way so you can hopefully see the contrast better. Do the same with the saucer. Go this way. And you can see how the Syracuse neck is slightly brownish gray compared to the dark ghost gray of the Enterprise D saucer section. But you can see how the contrast isn't too much, just slightly. But that definitely does look brownish gray compared to a more bluish gray. So that's good. And of course, the Enterprise D saucer has some flaws because of Viridian 3 crash damage, both on top where rocks and stuff landed on it. Not as much on the bottom, but that's what doing the Aztec Decal dry brushing with black paint will do. Oh, wait, there's still a piece on the neck here. 1 second. There you go. There you go. There we are. All right. So we put away the tape sprue piece, the styrene. Save that for later. Put away loose painting masks because you know the Tamiya tape is going to work. It's going to be used for the nacelle grills and everything on the Stardrive. There we go. Okay, so I will get the cardboard from the other room, take the picture, because the light was too yellowish in that room, so I'll be right back. For some reason, it's a much cooler white in here than it is in the collectibles room. So this is the perfect place to actually display the two halves of the saucer section for the pictures for tonight, and indeed the pictures for the rest of, well, this is all I'm going to do this week on the Enterprise D, because I still have work on Voyager to do. Alright, so I'll get everything set up for the group pictures, and I'll be right back. And I'll mark the guide as well. Alright, so there's the saucer section marked as with the base color. Doesn't show the bottom, so there you go. And now I'll show you the pictures. Okay, so there's the... take the thing off the stand for this. Alright, so there is the... wait, let me switch things around a bit so no glare. There you go. There is the color from the front. I mean the images from the front. I'll get all four sides. There are the two edges facing each other. Here are the two edges away from each other, so you can see the contrast of the Syracuse Stardrive. Here are the two parts facing away from you. Let's try to get the glare away. There you go. And here are the two parts facing on the port side. You can see the difference there, especially on the bottom. See how it's a slightly brownish gray, just like the Syracuse, but it's actually two shades of the same color. I'll demonstrate with these spray cans. So the main saucer is dark ghost gray. You see how it looks bluish. And the Stardrive is light ghost gray, but you see how it looks slightly brownish gray. Two shades of the exact same color, and yet they look different shades of gray, bluish gray versus brownish gray. So that is all for today, Thursday, for the Enterprise D base color painting. What I'm going to do is combine parts 4, 5, and 6 together, because they'll cover base color painting of the Stardrive as well once it's masked off, both the top and for the main part of it. Careful. Well, again, it's okay. Bottom. Not the phasers though, they stay the same color as the hull, just like in the show. Maybe Starfleet decided in the 25th century you don't want to make the weapon systems visible to an enemy, so you blend them in with the hull color, even on the Stardrive. But it is quite amazing here. I never thought that would happen. I thought I'd have to use a brownish gray. But let's compare to the brownish gray on the Enterprise D box for a moment, because it really shows it off on the neck. See? One moment. All right, so you have the box and its neck. You see slight brownish gray shade. But look, there you go. So that's perfect. Hey, that even matches the gray on the box too. So all I'll have to do when I assemble the ship is make sure that the here, which end is it? The trench? The trench is in there. Actually, I'm having trouble telling where it is. Oh, there you go. See? There you go. There's the trench. So you got to make that black. In here all the way along. In between the thrusters. So that's where the Tamiya panel line accent is going to come in handy. It's the only thing thin enough to paint that. So you just get it all in there. But not here, because that's the Syracuse Stardrive. It doesn't have the black accents. Only on here, according to the images. Alright, so I'm quite pleased. And we're approaching about 10 minutes, I think, in total for the video. So that will be all for now for the Enterprise D, the restored Enterprise D from the Picard series. And we'll see you here next time. Bye-bye. Hi, it's Friday. I'm back again, and this time we're going to be masking off, well, don't have to mask that off, that's fine, just as it is. Masking off the nacelles of the Stardrive hull. So I got the 2 rolls of tape here, and scissors. So the thinnest tape goes along the warp nacelle grills, right along there, and the thickest tape will go here. And then we'll use loose masks from the Voyager set and try to find a shape that matches the blue where it widens, and the red where it is wider also. So let's see how this works on camera now. Keep in mind the white tape, which is the only one that was thin enough, is going to be the same color as the primer, so it's going to be rather difficult to tell that it's actually in place. But it does appear to be the exact width I need it to be, so that's helpful anyway. Yeah, it's fitting right in there. That's excellent. You just get a toothpick here and you make sure that it's just within the boundary and it's not obscuring anything. See? Can't really see the blue now because it's covered up by the white. Just have to bring the white down just a little, just to make sure it's all in there. Don't worry, it'll be covered up by the, actually. Okay, I'll be back when it's done. All right, so here is the trench tape. Here's the Inca Gold covering tape. So now is where you turn to loose painting masks and figure out something for the more irregular shapes. So there are 2 sheets to choose from. So I'll see what I can get here. So you're looking on the first sheet. There doesn't appear to be anything, so put that away. Go to the second sheet. Now the second sheet has these that went around the deflector housing of Voyager. I'm going to experiment with one of them for the first one. Don't know if they'll be wide enough, but let's see here. Kind of like that. Kind of like that. Yeah, it doesn't quite cover it. And it only vaguely covers it. All right, let's see here. What else we got? All right, I have a better idea. Let's try one of these. So the trick is one of them covers. That's not exactly working either. They're not shaped precisely enough. So I am going to turn to the old-fashioned Tamiya tape again, the thicker yellow tape here. Cut it to fit, trace it with a pen, and do it that way. So I'll be back when that's done. The red's getting too complicated to mask off, so I'll just redo it again. However, I'm going to see if I can use Lou's mask to at least do the blue nacelle drills again, eh? Let's see if some of those will work. So, let's see if some of that will work at least. I'll redo the blue as well. Yeah, hello, I'm back again, having finished spray painting both the top and bottom of the Stardrive, making sure to get everything. So it looks pretty good to me from all sides. I decided to leave the red and the wide blue alone and just spray paint around them, both on the top and the bottom, so it seemed to work out pretty well. And anything that goes wrong on the bottom, because the top is pretty pristine, is that's a good thing. Now, let's check out the Stardrive. I'll take the pictures in a few moments, like I always do. Oh, I see the top Stardrive. See, there you go. Now, if there's anything missing, that's pretty good. Not going to mess with it. There's a bit of smuts at the back, but that's okay because that's what the Aztec decals will cover up. So I will get the cardboard and we'll do those two pictures again. Be right back. All right. So there we are. There's the two pieces. Bring them forward a bit, enough that I'm able to actually get them both in the frame for the picture. And the side picture. There we go. And both sides. There you are. There, that's better. There we are. And the back. Back will be easier because you have it this way. There you go. And the starboard side. There we go. So that's the end for the 15th. Might as well see if I can get a group shot of all 4 pieces, and you can see the contrast for yourself. Remember, the dark ghost grays had a day to dry, so don't take that too much under... don't be looking for too much color matching yet. There. There, that's a good way to get all 4 in the picture. There you are. You might have a better idea. There. So that's all for now for the Enterprise D, the restored Enterprise D. All the parts are primer coated and everything, and base coated. I'll just touch up the red in a couple days. I'll peel the blue off the trenches of the nacelles. The deflector dish, as you see, is still safely covered up. If I have to do that rim in light ghost gray manually, I can do that. And the Aztec decals will be next to cover everything up. So, we'll see you later. Bye-bye. Hello, it's Sean. I'm back again. And I have carefully taken the Stardrive off of its gripper from underneath. It looks pretty good. There's a bit of smut or something, smudge there. But that will be covered up by the Aztec decal. So, but it got pretty good coverage all around. Now, as far as the Stardrive goes, I should be able to use the tweezers now to remove the tape from the inside. It was covering up the gluing surface so that it wasn't disturbed. Because you see, the thing is on the stand, so you should be able to just... I can get the camera adjusted properly. There. Should be able to just peel it up this way, like so. Hold it from the inside. Like that, you see? It's just the bare plastic. And so we'll see what the bare plastic looks like compared to the Stardrive hull color of light ghost gray. There. And of course, comparing it to the actual color of the Enterprise, you see? There you go. That shows what everything looks like and allows me to get a good picture. So you can see that the entire TOS Enterprise can fit nearly in the Stardrive section of the Enterprise D. And you can see how the Enterprise D Stardrive is indeed a bluish gray compared to the TOS Enterprise. But if you look at the saucer section, you see that's even more bluish gray. And that looks normal gray on camera. So it worked. It worked very well. I'm pleased. Just got to let the Stardrive dry. Now, I'm not going to try to assemble this to the bottom of the neck until tomorrow, but you can see where the tabs fit. I'll make sure to give the paint plenty of time to dry. And indeed, if I have errands to run tomorrow, I might not even be able to do anything more on this model until Sunday anyway, because I'm going to see a movie tomorrow and everything. But let me see what pictures I can take of the ship now that it's on the cardboard. So I'll be right back. Here we go. So bring them forward enough. There you are. So that'll be a nice cropped photo. Make sure the Enterprise TOS is in the foreground so it's not overshadowed by the ship. There we are. Backside now. There. And then again this way. Don't forget, this is not the final stand for the Enterprise D. This is merely the painting stand. Okay, so that's good. And of course you see the other piece. Oh, here we go. Top saucer compared to the Stardrive section. Let's see how we're doing here. Top saucer compared to top Stardrive. That's a good comparison to get. Let's see how that works out. There you go. Good. Get those pictures. Good thing you have the grippers to pick it up by, so you don't have to damage anything. You see, that's good. It's very good. Excellent. All right. And take another look at the TOS Enterprise here. You can see how it is a mere fraction of the size of the Enterprise D saucer section. In fact, the entire ship could probably fit in the length of it. You see? All right. So that's all for now. That's truly all for today. Everything's been peeled up. Everything's working out well so far. And the Aztec decals will come after the detail painting is complete. And that's about all. Now I might be back tomorrow night after the movie, tomorrow evening. I might be back tomorrow morning to attempt to assemble this, because if you look, deflector dish is there. However, I might actually paint the deflector dish before I attach it to the ship, just to make sure. But that'll be a tomorrow. Something to do tomorrow. Or Sunday. So, see you later. Bye-bye. I was going to wait until a couple of hours or tomorrow, but it has been a couple hours since the paint dried and everything seems to be working all right. So what I'm going to do now is carefully, with the tweezers' help, remove the central tape from the model. See if I can actually get the blue out. I mean, get the blue revealed again. See, there's a part that's sticking up here, so grab it. And actually, take the scissors, make a little cut here. There you go. Should be able to grab it now and peel it out from the central blue piece, which should allow it to be, there you go, see? So that's good. And then, you see it's dry to the touch now. So I'll switch to the other hand, because I've got to be ambidextrous here. Grab the other piece, there you go. Peel again. There you go. Oh. Most of it is off, and you can see that didn't get too much. It's pretty good. All right, so now what I have to do is I have to go after the central section with the thick tape on it and try to remove that. Oh, here we go. I found the section where it overlaps. All right, here we are. There you go. Gold is revealed again. Of course, I'll have to touch up the red. So let's attach the overlap. There you go. There it is on the starboard nacelle. Excellent. See? Good, perfect. Now, you go after the blue from this end on the starboard nacelle, and I should be able to remove it all the way around in one fell swoop, because I think that's how I put it on. Try to keep it in camera range here. There you are. And look, even some of the blue was maintained in the thick section. That's good. So you can see what needs touching up now. Don't worry about touch-up paint, which I can see I'm going to have to do a bit of, because the Stardrive hull is going to be hidden under the Aztec decal, so you won't even see the paint anyway. That was manually applied to make up for the absence of the ship. So I am going to move the camera closer so you can see the painting station a bit clearer. More clearly, I mean. There you go. See, you probably have to stir up the manual dark ghost gray paint again. All right. I'm going to use the thin brush again and hope I don't have any brush strokes in the way. Right, a little bit. All right, let's see where I have to do some touch-up. That end. So just carefully. There you go. See, kind of like that. Keeping in mind it'll be covered up by Aztec decals anyway. In here. Good. I'm going to have to do the entire bottom edge here, it seems. But that's why I made sure that I had bottle paint versions of all these spray paints. And besides, everything's going to be covered up by the Aztec decals anyway, so it won't matter what the paint actually missed. It's pretty good though. Didn't miss too much. Didn't miss anything on the outside. And indeed, I can actually... Wait, why am I using a dark ghost gray? I'll tell you why. Because the light ghost gray that I used was too light and it didn't show up. Because you can see on the top saucer here, the light ghost gray I used, it's still too light. So I had to use a dark ghost gray. So I'm going to use it on... I don't need to use it here except maybe along the edge. There you go. Good. All right. So let's check out the top of the Stardrive hull. No, it doesn't need it there. Doesn't need it anywhere else. So I think I can go ahead and refresh the blue and the red. Use the same brush, of course. All right, so we'll start with the blue because that's what I did before. I'll be right back once I've done that. All right, so you can see here how I got the gold refreshed, and I refreshed the blue in the thick sections. Ooh, except for one of the nacelles. So let's do this one on camera since I missed it, and we'll see how it goes. And then I'll refresh the red and we'll be all set. The thing about getting the spray paint on the red section and some of the blue section is at least it's smoother now, and it'll hide the brush strokes because now you have a nice smooth base. All right, let's make sure I'm in camera. Here we go. The good thing about the raised ridge here is it makes sure that you don't accidentally overlap something that you shouldn't. Make sure you get the paint exactly where it should be. All right, good. You can even use the paint to fill a gap. All right, so now it's time for the red. Since we had success with that, we might as well do that on camera too. How are we doing here? 9 minutes. I'll be back. There's one nacelle done, both top and bottom. So let's see if I can do the other one on camera. Now I'm left-handed, so forgive me if it doesn't get into camera range, all of it. And of course I have to access some of it. That's a bit better. Good thing there's the lip there. It allows me to guide my painting. Go around the lip to start with. Then you get more paint on the brush. Not that much. Good thing is the paint is brighter than the old paint was. And you come around the front here. There you go. And then you do the exact front because you've done all the edges. And there you are. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't quite get back far enough. Fix that right now. There. There you go. There you go. There. Good. All the red is on the nacelles now. It's darkening to a deeper red than when it's freshly applied, but there you are, see? So I will get a few shots now of the fully restored detail painting on the warp nacelles. But not quite fully restored because I see another section of blue I missed, so give me a moment or so to make the final adjustments and I'll be right back with those pictures. Here we go. So there's the mocked up Stardrive. It's just placed on top. And then we'll get a picture reversed. Here we are. There. All right, so that is the pictures for the restored Enterprise D 3 components. You can see the contrast between the dark stir saucer and the Stardrive here. And I think that the parts are dry enough to touch. It's dry enough to actually see if I can connect the Stardrive section. So I'll be right back with that. All right, so the glue appears to have worked. Everything is attached as much as it can be. There seem to be minimal seams, as far as I can tell. And there's enough of the trench there. You have to have the trench on the starboard side. Let me just verify that with the box lid for a moment. Oh yeah, see? Still has to be a visible trench on the starboard side. But remember, you don't make the painting dark on the phasers. Good. All right. So what is the last thing to do now? Is to touch up around here where I missed some paint. Again, use the dark ghost gray. Should be right here. Not going to try to attach the saucer section to the Stardrive until tomorrow, but at least you got the Stardrive attached to the two halves of the Stardrive attached to each other. So that is progress anyway for tonight. And of course you have to stir up the paint again. Oh, wait a minute. That's light ghost gray. You want the dark ghost gray to blend into the missing parts of the hull. My mistake. All right, so I'll be right back once I've done that. And again, I didn't want to risk damaging the paint job with clamps. Couldn't quite get the touch-up done right, but there's the 3 elastics. I tried to move it further forward, but it would have slipped out of the range. There you go. Now you can see the section that needs some painting, but I am going to go with the light blue of the deflector dish first, actually. And then do the dark ghost gray afterwards. Actually, I'm going to use the thicker brush. Where is it? Oh, not thick enough. It got constrained by the... when you use the enamel, it glues up the brush unless you wash it off right away. So let's see how we do here. I can see a section under, and it's not misaligned. That was just some flash that'll have to be trimmed off. That's all. Good. All right, here we go. Hope I'm in camera range. Yep, good. Gotta make sure I have enough paint on the brush. Oh, I do now. Here we go. All right, here we go. Here we are. Only the primer got on the deflector dish assembly. Didn't want anything to interfere. Now, the bottom. You have to go under the bottom as well. Best way to do that is just like this. There you go. There you are. You see? The blue is there. No, it's not that, there, that's good. All right. What I will do is I will paint the deflector dish, the front tab here, you know, the front torpedo launcher. I will paint it with the dark ghost gray manually. Whichever one of the dark ghost gray is already mixed up. That is this one. I will paint it manually, and then we'll see what we get. All right, here we go. There. All right. There, there, and there. And along the edge. Yeah, that's pretty good. Good, 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 good. All right. Now the dark ghost gray wasn't. Give it another shot at the edge here. There you go. That's better. There you are. Well, so far so good. Now remember, all the phasers on this, according to the reference images, stay the same color as the hull so that the enemy doesn't know where the weapons ports are. All right. And I think I can do the copper on the deflector dish as well. That's the folk art copper here, so I will be right back with that. And once the copper's dry, then I do the central blue ring. There you go. The copper's in the center. Once it's completely dry, I'll do the central blue ring with one of my 2 finest brushes. It'll probably actually be this brush. You can see the very fine point in there. And then the last of the detail painting will be complete on the Stardrive hull. So that is all for now for the Enterprise D. So I'm going to get the picture of the Stardrive as it stands right now. Hold it up so you can see the deflector dish assembly. Put it back on its stand so nothing gets disturbed. And there you go. There you are. All right. So here are the pictures again. Remember, it's still on the painting stand. It's not on the actual display signature stand. There. Now we switch it around so it's all facing the front. You can really see the contrast from this angle. All right, so there are the final pictures for tonight, and I'm going to update the guide to reflect the progress. So there we are. There's the completed assembly picture. Steps 2, Stardrive completely assembled. Steps 3, all nacelles assembled. Step 4 is not complete until the saucer is attached, nor is step 1 until the two halves of the saucer are attached to each other. But remember, step 4 is slight adjustment, only the bottom saucer is attached to the Stardrive. And then, only then, is the top saucer attached to the bottom saucer. So that is truly all for this evening. That's all I could do, and I didn't get any paint smudges from doing the handling of the Stardrive, so 2 hours was enough for the paint to dry to the touch. I'll leave everything as it is until the morning, and probably won't be doing anything tomorrow until I come back in the evening, so I'll have to wait to see what progress I can get done on the Stardrive at that time. So I'll pick this up tomorrow, and bye-bye. But I found a way to slightly shave down the tabs so that I can brace the the saucer up on the books and actually attach it. So what I did is I got glue in there on the tabs, see? It's all glued in place inside, and it's glued on the tabs, and there doesn't appear to be a significant gap. I'll just make sure. All right, the glue's been reinforced. I thought it better not to have the full weight of the saucer on the Stardrive, but just the bottom half so I could access all the internal gluing mechanisms. So we'll see how this works. I'm still thinking it might be better to put the saucer down, face down, and have the weight of the Stardrive on it. So we'll test that too. No, bracing it up this way, right side up, was the best way. There was nothing that would fit in here and could do it upside down. So I leave it like that, and I won't attach the saucer top until maybe tomorrow morning. Alright, so I'm back now. I had to trim out a little bit of the gap in the saucer that was in the Stardrive that was preventing everything from attaching properly. But what I'm going to do now, and I'll be bracing it with the saucer when I'm done, is I am going to actually attach the saucer. One moment. All right, I'm back. So I am going to move the books over here for now. Got the elastic standing by. I've got all the glue. So the first thing I do, and bring the phone down a bit so you can see. First thing I do now is I put glue on both surfaces of the model. The inner edge, well, that's not working, so gotta use this one. You put glue on both surfaces of the model. So the inner upper edge, the entire inner upper edge, all the way. Thankfully there's a ledge in place, so none of it's going to spill out onto the saucer section's paint job. I'm going to go all the way around, even here, even along here, because I want to make sure that nothing goes wrong, and I want to have the most comprehensive glue coverage I can get. Alright, so that's the top section. And that's all I'm going to actually glue, except in here again, a little bit along the bottom, because the glue on the there should do the trick. So, you take the ship, you carefully align. Alright, okay, I have to do some gluing on the back edge of the impulse engine and inside where it will attach. Okay. Alright, so here we go. Kind of like that. And then you just align it with its own tabs. There you go. Now, make sure there's no glue on my fingers. And press. Press until you hear the snaps. Because you still want to see somewhat of a gap in the between everything. There you go. See, that's a good small sound. Okay, so first step is to find some elastics that'll work. Fit around the saucer in, if possible, all 4 directions. So there's one. See? Now, I don't know. Oh, wait, maybe. I got an idea. Out of camera frame for just a moment. There. Get another just like that and go from the other side across. See? Like that. And then come across from the back side just in case. Because you want to make sure that the back of the saucer is firmly attached also. Okay, good. There we go. Then you go after the front of the saucer as well. Just got to find the elastic that'll fit it properly. That one should work. Now that one broke. So let's try. Keep trying. There, see? And that's not the end of it. That's not the end of the attachment adventure. I have clothespins. So that's just the elastics, but I believe that my clamps can attach on each edge of the saucer. So you get one here, as far in as you... All right, try the clothespin then. That seems to be holding. All right. Try from this quadrant. Come on, the other one did it. You can do it too. There. Good. There. There. And one more at the leading edge where there is no elastic representation whatsoever. There, see? There you go. Now what you do, I'm going to brace it up against the books and we'll have that as the final product. Here we go. Ship is braced. Ship has as many elastics as it can take. And it should be. Don't worry if it doesn't look level. You see the nacelles in there? They're level under the saucer at least. And then go around to the other side. There we go. So now I'll mark the guide. All right, so I mark the guide now. Step number 1 is complete because the entire 2 halves of the saucer section have been attached to each other. Like so. Step number 1. And of course, the final step to be completed in the assembly of the Enterprise D is the attachment of the saucer section to the Stardrive section, which you can see here in step number 4. There you go. So the assembly is complete of the ship, and I will leave it like that overnight, braced with the elastics, braced at the corner of the saucer, and based on what I see here, it's braced nicely, and now you finally have the full contrast, as the pictures proved, between the slightly lighter Stardrive of the Syracuse and the saucer section of the Enterprise D. And that is all I intend to do tonight, because that has completed the assembly. So what that means is I now turn to the 7-ship set decal instructions for the Enterprise D using, well, I'll start with the Syracuse Stardrive, of course. And if you look carefully, like say, look at section D23, for instance, right there. Well, you'll see that D23 in the 7 Enterprise set is directly along the neck, almost above the torpedo launcher. So it's easy enough to follow this guide exactly for not only putting on the Syracuse decals, but the Enterprise D light blue saucer section decals as well. And there's only a little bit of fixing on the deflector dish. You have to put the inner light blue ring with my finest brush. But I'm going to leave everything, all the elastics and the clamps in place overnight. And we'll pick this up in the morning. Bye-bye. Hello, it's Sean. I'm back again, and by now everything should have had enough time to dry. The glue, I mean, so I'll slowly remove the clamps now. It's about 9:30 right now, so it's been about an hour. And we'll just see how we're doing. Oh, and don't forget to remove the elastics as well. So let's take the books away. There you go. Put the clamps away. All right. Got the elastic receptacle here. So I will bring it down to the table now. There, that's a good angle. So we'll see what we're looking at now. Take it off the stand, of course, to remove the elastics. This is the actual stand that came with the model. It's all filled in, actually. All right, that's one elastic removed. Okay, here we go. Yeah, might as well remove them simultaneously. Well, a few elastics went flying, but hey, no model parts went flying. That's the important thing. All right, so there we go. The ship is intact, as you see. Yeah, there you go. So what I'm going to do now, and there it is from the bottom. Now don't worry, it's going to be covered up with Aztec decals. Don't worry about anything on the bottom. It's the top that's the most important. And the top looks nice. Okay, so I'm going to set up the cardboard now for the proper backdrop pictures. So I will be right back. Pardon the pun. Yeah. All right. I might as well put it on the stand, but first I'm going to get pictures from different angles. You can really see the contrast with the Syracuse colors here. Alright, so now we'll put it on the stand, and then I have one more thing for Captain Picard Day. Okay. So there are the images of the ship, all assembled, ready for, well, you know, ready for the decals to be applied and everything. And just one more thing. Actually, two. You need the side images. There. I know, it tips forward on the stand. And it's kind of crooked on its own stand. Strange. It does lean forward a bit. But I'm going to place it on the towel after this. And we're going to see what we can get. There you go. For Captain Picard Day, you have 1 minute. Let's get the model in the background. All right, there we go. So you've got the box the model came from. You've got the, there's the good image. The card, the Playmates action figure, the model, and the box the model came in. Now let's see if the model is not tipping forward as much when it's just hard on the cloth. Well, it does tip forward a bit. Yeah. But it may be the way it's in the base too. But I'm quite pleased with the ship. I mean, you can see the slight difference between the Syracuse Stardrive and Enterprise D hull, especially at an angle such as that. But I'm going to take it off its stand for tonight. All right, so there'll be a few paint touch-ups to make, but it's better to leave the model as it is for now, and that's something I can continue with tomorrow. So I went from painting the entire Stardrive today to assembling the entire ship. And I fixed any glue seams and everything, and it looks pretty good to me. You can even see the dark line in some sections. Not all of them, but along the side of the saucer anyway. And it's nice that it's a lot more aligned than it ever was before. And a deflector dish will get its blue, and it'll be fine. Maybe I'm going to get its coppered, touched up as well. So that is all for now for the Enterprise D, the restored Enterprise D, and I'll see you probably tomorrow or Sunday. Bye-bye. People likes to say one more thing. I found a pristine, slightly shorter stand, and I believe that this one is actually a good one. And what better backdrop for the ship than the model kit? It still leans forward a bit, but not as much as it did. There, that should frame it. There you go. It still tips forward, and I find that rather depressing. I mean, I know they did it so that it doesn't get negatively affected by that fantail section on the bottom hull. But it's still rather depressing that it tips forward just like the old AMT 537 Enterprise. Anyway, there is the final image. So there we go. So that's all for tonight. And I'm going to probably use this shorter stand from now on. Yeah, you can see underneath. See, if they had moved the stand hole in front of the phaser, might have worked better. It wouldn't tip forward. The saucer's too heavy, that's the problem. But that's all right. At least the model is holding together because of the pegs and the slots.